everybody? How is everybody doing tonight? We're gonna be making, we were supposed to last week make party hats, and this week we're making noisemakers, so I figured I'd just do them both. Same shape. Same general idea. And I think I'll use the same paper. Figure June is the perfect month to do birthday party things, as it is my birthday month. Sorry if the paper is too shiny. I'm trying my darndest not to touch the ink on this paper, because well, I printed this 3 hours ago. It's still wet because it's metallic paper, and while this says that you can print on it, it certainly doesn't like it. So we're going to do our best tonight. We got 6 colors here. We got this purple, we've got a dark blue, we've got a green, a red, kind of like a turquoise, and a bronzy orange. So each pack is going to have one of each. Wait, what happened? Does the ink take away? Oh my gosh, maybe I want to touch the ink. Look what happens when you touch the ink. It eats away the metallic. Would it focus? There we go. Oh my gosh. And then we have silver underneath, and that looks so cool in comparison to the black. Wait. How do I get it to do that without getting my fingers all covered in ink? I will be right back. Wait. How cool is that? Oh, that's what we're doing. I think I should cut them out first though, because I'm not going to be able to see my line. So what's up? How is everybody? Is it going to be one of those quiet nights? The website I use for background music just threw me for a loop, saying that I have to connect my YouTube channel in order to have YouTube safe music. But it wouldn't let me connect my channel, so that's fun. So I'll have to figure that out later. Somebody down the street has a band playing. Look at how cute. Alright, we'll come back to that. We will come back to that. Ah, that's so cool. Okay. We might have to go through a lot of Q-tips, but that's okay. I'm sorry I didn't stream last weekend. I was preoccupied. But I'll make up for it tonight. I'll try to. shaky, sorry. I'm tempted to go sneak into whatever party this band is playing at. Got my first couple of orders now that my Etsy shop is reopened, and realized I was out of a lot of things that, well, not a lot of things. I wasn't stocked in my shipping box. So I had to restock that today and order some more foam padding for my shipping because I'm out of that. I'm out of parchment paper. I did realize I was out of a lot of things, but yeah, I got to straighten up my craft room a little bit. Now all my stock is tucked away in my drawers. One of these days I'll be settled. I'll be right back. I have to go get another thing from the other room. And slowly chipping away at the banners I was supposed to finish. It's been crazy. I feel like it's been non-stop with doing things, and it's going to continue to be non-stop, which is fine and all, but just a little busy until about mid-July. Trying to have the motivation to get things done in the evening, catch up on things. So I think tonight, after I'm done stream, I'm gonna make my to-do list. Not tonight, tomorrow. Just start tacking away at things. Only imagine how these are going to sell. Party hats. Bane of my existence. Not bane of my existence, but hilarious to me that people are infatuated with the New Year's ones. These are stinking cute with the polka dots. I'm really happy about them. Okay, they can be. They're fine. I'm happy. Ink all over my fingers. Ugh. Just have a feeling that the second part of the year is going to be absolutely bonkers for me. I'm going to have to allot my time very carefully. Wonder if I leave them plain or put the, I don't know, we'll see. Oh, excuse me. You know, in the party hats for New Year's Eve, they've got the pipe cleaner around the outside. Guess we'll see how we feel when we get to it. Started prepping the plates and banners for the birthday stuff, and I realized that after I was done, I'm not doing the plates and banners tonight. I'm not doing them until August. But they're ready. So prepared. June is, well, May is the start of the, well, let me see, how do I want to word this? So, I get a break in my year from late March to early May. Mentally. Socially. Monetarily. Because my year, if I were to start in October, my year goes, October is the start of me buckling down for Philly Miniatura. We do an autumn adventure with my son. Halloween, Philly Miniatura in November. I have to have Christmas lists for everybody by Thanksgiving, Black Friday. Then comes the out of control spiral that is December, with Christmas parties and having to be with various families and prep all of my Christmas stuff. Then my son's birthday is in January. So I have to also have a birthday list for him, for everybody. February is Valentine's Day, which I do something for my husband and my son, and I encourage my son to do something for his mom. Then all of the March birthdays in my family, of which 3 of my direct family members are a part of. Then Easter. And then I get a break. And then it starts back up with Mother's Day, which we do something for my son's mom. And sometimes we get invited out to various mothers' stuff. My birthday, our anniversary, Father's Day, my husband's birthday, and then I get a break from July to about October. And it was September, like when I was still going to school, but that's not counting the various social functions or miniature shows or what am I thinking of? Weddings, baby showers, anything like that we also get invited to. So, So I'm in the middle of a whirlwind right now of all of that. It's this year I have 4 weddings, 2 of which are on the same day. So it's gonna be great. One of them is on the Philly Miniatura weekend. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be so great. One of them's next weekend. We're gonna do a quick prototype of these noisemakers because I pulled up 3 different designs. I want to see what's actually going to be feasible. There's one that just kind of looks like a horn, which I think I'm gonna cut off the end and add this to. I was thinking these are 16. Nope, these are a little over a 16th. 3 32s. 3 30 seconds? Oh. I'm wondering if the coffee stirs, the black coffee stirs, are smaller than that. Stop rolling. Because I want to put a little, like, the actual noisemaker part on the end. Not that it would actually make a noise, but something. My other option it's gonna have to be wider. The only downside to using this wood, because I think it would be the perfect size, is that it's very it's very hard to cut. just cut it off like there. Let that be. Inch. That seems very short. I feel like it should be longer. 5 inches, right? I think the horn needs to be longer. Okay, we'll get the hang of it. Maybe long but narrow? Yes. plasticky bit on the end, right? Can do that. The other one has like a bunch of almost like tinsel hanging off the end, which I think that's a lot of work. Alright, so that would be our horn, which puts us at a little over almost 3/8. I made myself a chart. 3. So 3/8 in miniature is 0.375 decimal, which would be over 4 inches, under 5 inches, but we could definitely make it 5 inches by 460, just over 3/8. Yeah, perfect. So we would cut it off about there. Alright, so I got an idea. Uh-oh. No, where'd my tube go? Put that off to the side. That's our correct one. Where the heck is the other one? Alright, so we got an idea for them at least. And I'll probably do, you know, 6 noisemakers in each pack, and they'll be assorted. Now, to decide whether we're doing these or not. Ink all over the place today. All right. So party hat with built-in slingshot, apparently. Okay. So I think I would match as best as I could. Obviously the turquoise isn't going to have a match, but we'll see. What do we think? I think it's cute. God, I love the polka dots. I was unsure about them, and now I'm really glad I did them. Because having them rub off to have silver underneath of them, that just works so nicely. Alright, I guess we're doing that then. So cute. So stinking cute. Probably only getting the purple done tonight. That's not true. I can get another color done, probably. It's only 8:30. that I know what I'm doing. Trying to think of anything that's been going on. We did a yard sale yesterday, and one of my sets of in-laws came by to be part of it, and they had these hanging boxes that you would like put display stuff in. They used to be in the room that my husband and I stayed in there. So they were selling them, and I'm like, oh, man, Tab, if you want to sell these at the Philadelphia Miniatura, somebody might take them, because everybody's always looking for room boxes. So I'm holding on to them for her, and they will be for sale, and they'll be very cheap. So she's just looking to get rid of them. pain in the butt. Stay. Yeah, I got a lot to do between now and the end of the year, really. I have to build a new display. To work on stock. Thankfully that won't be an issue to compete with my Etsy. Unless people specifically request something, I am not updating stock on my Etsy until after November. Cute hat. Love it. And I'll have to do my stock ones later. Alright, on to another color. Shall I do blue or green? What are you feeling? Let's do blue since I have it in front of me. I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Nexus? Yeah, you did. I'm doing one more color here in of these party hats I'm working on. And I did a prototype for noisemakers. Here's the purple hats that I did. Super cute, right? Yeah, party hat's my favorite, right? Here, I'll show it to you without the pipe cleaner. So what happened was when you print a lot of ink onto the metallic paper, it doesn't dry completely for a couple... I printed it. It doesn't dry for a while. Actually, even the party hats that I had printed months ago still have the ink doesn't like set completely on this paper despite the paper saying it would. So when I was trying to carefully maneuver the hat and cut it out, I saw that we were getting some rub off and the silver paper underneath was showing through. So I was like, cool, let's see what that looks like. And turns out looks pretty darn cool when you rub the ink off. Actually, I like it better than the black spots. So then with the scrap paper I'm getting out of this, because I don't want to waste any, I'm trying to make noisemakers. So we've got one that looks like a horn, and that'll be on, I'll cut a piece of dowel here to make what would be the mouthpiece. And that's just a prototype, but that, you know, that general idea. And then one, that'll be similar, in that it'll be on a dowel. And if the camera would focus, there we go. It's a little rolled up one. And because the metallic paper has some stay to it, if you wanted to roll it out for like a scene, you could. So I'll make probably just 3 of each and then randomly select. So every bag is different. How are you, Nexus? I was saying I didn't have much exciting to report. Gardening, that's nice. 'tis the season to be doing so. Yeah, I've been slow at trying to catch up on my projects as well. But I really do need to get my butt in gear, because I got a lot going on this year in general, and procrastinating on minis is not going to help me. So tomorrow, not tonight. I was going to do it tonight, but I realized it's 9 o'clock. I'm gonna have to shower and get ready for work tomorrow. It's not gonna happen. I have to make my to-do list, update my to-do list. Get to going on that. I'll show you the colors that I have for the hats when I am done gluing these guys. I don't know, it's been a quiet night. Don't have much to report, really. I do love the polka dots though. So stinking cute. Yeah, it really did. I printed these 3 hours ago and they just didn't dry, and I was like, well, this is going to be a mess. And now my fingers are still messy, don't get me wrong, they're so inky. But they're cute. The hats are cute. Gonna have to go give my husband a purple one. Or I could save them for his birthday and put them on his anime figurines on his birthday. I don't think they would look very silly on his anime figurines because his anime figurines are like 1/6 scale. Bigger. Not quite Barbie size. Yeah. I was trying to think of a way that I could put little pom-poms on top, but first off, I think that's overkill, and second off, I don't even know what I would use. I'd have to get like micro palms to be able to do it. Come on. I think it would be much too much, though. What you got for me, Nexus? Oh, they are bitty. What size is that? Oh, that's so tiny. It's like the size of the lace, or not lace, the size of the ribbon that I use. $3 mm. They might be perfect. It's right there. So tiny. Thank you for sending me that. This product is discontinued, Nexus. Oh, I'm sure there are. Alright, here's the question. I've got a red, a green, blue, a purple, and I've got colors that I don't have matches for. So you see the purple and the blue, and then I've got green. That'll do with a green tinsel. Pipe cleaner, that's what that's called. I've got red, which I'll do with red. Then, tricky, I've got turquoise. And my options that I have are gold, this like purpley silver, and regular silver. This is what I have left over. Ooh, the camera does not like that. See if that works. Okay. Got that. And I also have this orange. Same thing. Don't have a pipe cleaner in these colors. I was thinking that probably the silver. What'd you think, Nexus? Not looking for pom-poms, help. I can't. If I slide it into the frame, the camera goes dark because it's metallic and it bounces the light back at the camera. The camera doesn't like it. So it's like this gold on the orange, and then this silver on the turquoise. Yeah? Okay. Do you see my other colors? Were you not paying attention? Yeah, okay. That's what I thought. I'm so close to being done all of the baby shower banners. I just finding the time where I'm not disassociating on the couch or like busy has been hard lately. I feel like once I'm done those, I can hopefully start working on other stuff. No blue, just purple. Huh. They're cute though. I'm sure I can find something if I really put my mind to it. Still working on finding the
or figuring out which ribbon I need for my placemats. That's just, I have to sit down and actually think. I found ribbon and I know what I'm like, what the search term is for it now. The only one I'm having trouble finding is something similar to that. I think I have to reach out to somebody about that one. Like, I know it's called fringe, but I can't find it in that size. Yeah, I have a contact for the woman that sells all of the fabric and trim at the Philadelphia Miniatura. I haven't reached out to her. Oh, that'd be great. Oh, Texas Showcase is coming up, huh? Excited? Sure. Okay. Just as bad as my son. Oh, are you excited? It's the last full week of school. I guess. Are you sad? No. Are you excited? Huh. Where's the enthusiasm? My goodness. I'm over here like, dude, this is your last full week of, or this is your last week, I guess they don't have school on Friday, but this is your last week of 6th grade. Like, you go on to junior high next year and you're just meh. This is okay. All right, buddy. control. I swear you could show that kid the galaxy and he'd be like, eh. Yeah, that sounds good. That you'll be able to see new vendors. Is that in Dallas? That's still in Dallas? I know it was the Dallas showcase, but now I think it's the Texas showcase. Is it still in Dallas? I should know. It's on my on my free miniaturist directory. What? What? Wait, what? Your club has a table. You can show off your work. Might have 2 tables. That's cool. Good for you guys. You best believe I'm turning these little schnibbles of pipe cleaner into confetti. Alright, last hat. And then we'll try to get some noisemakers done. I was eating dinner the other night, talking to my husband about how it's already June and I haven't started working on Christmas. Because usually I'm doing that by now. But with everything else I have going on, I just haven't thought about it. I said, oh man, after this year, I have to really start brainstorming because I've run out of ornament ideas again. I like to brainstorm and come up with like 3 to 5 years worth of ornaments. He's like, yeah, you're gonna have to come up with something. It's like, oh shoot. So it's like, yeah, I'll have to sit and brainstorm. And then like 10 minutes later, I had 5 kind of general ideas for what I could be doing next, or at least like what I want to represent in my ornaments. It's good. Got it done. On the back of an envelope, I'm ready to go. Just gotta decide what I want to do this year. Get off of my finger! Okay. We're good. Don't mind me while I have a minor hissy fit. you hyperfixate, eh, Nexus? Would it help if I said I don't need them? Probably not, right? Your time would be better spent, at least on my account, looking for that fringe. Specifically in red, if you can find it. I have it in white. It's a double-sided fringe, so it goes out on both sides, but if we can find it in red, or any color, I'd be thrilled. Nexus, you're a Tim Burton fan, right? Did you see, the new Beetlejuice film is coming out soon? Yeah. They managed to get Winona Ryder and Michael Keaton in it. I would not say that I was not a fan. would say that I was not a fan. Oh. My mistake. Oh. I like Tim Burton. I think he has a particular style that definitely stands out, but a lot of his work is very predictable. Very similar. Just across the board. Which, I mean, that's every director, right? Like, once you've seen one Michael Bay film, you've seen them all. Jeez. Alright, so we've got... I am selectively interested in movies. I like good cinematography. I don't just like watching a movie to watch a movie. It has to pique my interest plot-wise. For me to want to go see it. I mean, I'll go see a movie with my husband. He likes going to movies just to go watch movies. I'll go if the invite is on the table, but also I'm just happy to not. I got him a membership for the movie theater for Christmas, so he can go see a free movie every month. If he wanted to. But I like Baz Luhrmann is probably my favorite director because of the way he has things filmed. Everything is very colorful and overwhelming and stimulating. He did Moulin Rouge, he did Great Gatsby, he did the Elvis movie. Did he do Romeo and Juliet? Is that him? Yeah, Romeo and Juliet. Just very colorful movies. Yeah, I thought so. He's only used it once so far, but we went to go see Dune together because if you don't use your ticket in a month, it rolls over to the next month, so you can take two people, or you and another person can go, and then by the end of the year, if you haven't used any of your tickets, essentially you could take 12 people. Yeah. So, we went to go see Dune 2. That was actually, I actually like the movies. Like, I was surprised because I had no interest in them whatsoever, having known nothing about them. But we watched the first one before going to see the second one, like the night before, and I was enthralled. Also, it's just the story of Jesus. Turns out. Came to that conclusion on my own and then looked it up. I was like, oh, I am not alone in thinking this. But the costuming in that movie, holy crap. The Bene Gesserit? I want every single one of their costumes. Also, I have to think really hard how to say that name when it comes up in conversation. I can see it written out, but I really want to pronounce it like it's German. I don't know. Decent movie. Would see again. How you say? What? How do I say it? Bene Gesserit? Is that not how you say it? I want to pronounce it Bene Gesserit. Like it's German, and I'm an idiot. Yeah, Bene Gesserit. Like, I saw that term written out somewhere before I even knew that they were in the movie. And I was like, that's a German word. That's what that is. So when I heard it spoken, I was shocked. Though that is not the first time I have done that with a word. I spent an entire summer of my right before my senior year of high school, thinking that this word right here, wait, was Subunits. Subunits. And I got into class my first day, and my friend Amanda was sitting in front of me. She goes, we were testing each other because we knew we were going to have like a test the first week of school about what we read over the summer. She goes, so what are the 4 basic subunits that make up DNA? And I went, the 4 basic what? She goes, the 4 basic subunits. And I just stared at her for a good minute and a half, and she's like, what? I'm like, subunits. The word is subunits. And she goes, yeah. I said, oh. Now, my friend Amanda was very high up in our class. Like, I can't remember if she graduated valedictorian, salutatorian, or the third one down. She was up there, and just like, and I'm a smart cookie. Like, I only didn't take maybe 2 of the same classes as her because I didn't want to take AP English, or yeah, I think that was the only one. No, AP Calc. I didn't want to take AP Calc either. But let me tell you how sometimes smarts does not help. Supernits. And I love her to death. She has never made fun of me for it. She is such a good friend. She knows that I make fun of myself for it all the time. What? Look, everybody's had it. Everybody has done something similar. I am not alone in this experience. Trying to think of what the one word was that my best friend growing up had completely messed up. Oh, goodness, what was it? Doesn't matter. But it was a good one. Oh, I just had it. Aberrance. The word aberrance, I think it was. Or something similar to that. I knew it was a negative term. like to abhor something. To have hate for. And I can't remember how she pronounced it, but it was certainly not that. Oh, goodness. Alright, 10 o'clock. My battery's going to start ticking down here soon. But we got the starts of some noisemakers. They look like squeezed out paint tubes. They'll look better once they have a nubby on the end. I'm wondering too, like I said earlier, I don't think you were here, Nexus, if I get those like black coffee stirs, right? Just stir, S-T-I-R. Who cares? Who knows? It's late. I need to go to bed. We'll make them in blue, we'll make them in green, we'll make them in red. I've got a lot of things ahead of me here. But yeah, we gotta start. Stirrers. I mean, I have small red straws, but they are not small enough. I think the black ones are smaller. I don't know where my red straw went. Gone forever. Oh, alright, so what do we got going on ahead of us here? We did our birthday hats and our noisemakers, even though I was supposed to do birthday hats last week, but I was preoccupado. I am supposed to have Patreon content coming out next weekend. Fingers crossed. Hopefully. If I get time to work on something, that'd be great. At least in the realm of that weekend. Maybe that Friday, maybe that Sunday, who knows? We'll see. I would like to keep working on my Patreon content. Just finding the time. Yeah, so next Sunday, the 16th, I'll be making piñatas. They're not gonna be horsey-shaped piñatas, I'm sorry. Or donkey? Burros? What are they supposed to be? Burros? Good question for the ladies at work. They'll be circles. And I keep looking at the foam balls that I bought as like... I bought these, they're 1.8 inches, which means they're less than 2 foot, which feels right for a piñata, like a big piñata. No? Right? Oh, see, where are you? There, you. Yeah, I think like under 2 foot piñata sounds about right. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna look great. If it doesn't, nobody buys it, whatever. I've got a whole bunch of piñatas. So next week we've got the piñatas. The week after that, we're gonna do a summer setup, which is exciting. And then we're going to spend the end of June, the 28th, 29th, and 30th, doing all Pride stuff, because it is also Pride Month. And I am most certainly an ally. I have very many friends in that whole grouping and spectrum, and I love every single one of them. So I want to support them by showing it in miniature. So we're going to do that. I don't know what we're doing, though. I think we're doing like banners and a rainbow tinsel curtain and a flag. I think that's what I've got on the agenda, if I remember correctly. So everything's going to be super rainbow, which is great because it also works for the birthday stuff. So if you want to buy party hats for Pride, go for it. And that will end our month of June, which is like quickly slipping through my fingers. But here's the spiel. Oh my goodness, I'm done for the night. Spiel. My name is Bailey Carr Zimmerman. I am the owner of Blueberry Hollow Miniatures. I've been collecting miniatures for over 25 years, and I have been making them in the last 3, 4, lost count of that. I try to stream weekly at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Twitch at Blueberry Hollow Miniatures, and then I upload those videos hopefully soon after. Sometimes I slack on that. To YouTube, also at Blueberry Hollow Miniatures. Oh, hi. Wait, no glitter? No, we have tinsel, which is just as bad. Here, you can see the pile of what I've been dealing with. So yes, glitter. Yes, upload those videos to YouTube, also at Blueberry Hollow Miniatures. If you would like to check out my blog, I post monthly. This year's theme has been Foods of the Hollows, which are foods that I have pulled out of each of the stories that my grandmother wrote to me about Blackberry Hollow, and that's where my miniature store gets its namesake. So if you want to check that out, I just posted wild licorice root ice cream, which can't say I want it, can't say I'll ever try it. I don't like licorice, but somebody out there might. So you should definitely check out that blog post at blueberryhollowminiatures.wordpress.com. If you want to check me out on Facebook or Instagram, you can do so at Blueberry Hollow Miniatures. And if you want to check me out on TikTok, I am Blueberry Hollow Minis. My Etsy shop is finally back up and running. I have a sale going on right now. If you use the promo code Happy B-Day Bailey, you'll get 33% off your order of Blueberry Hollow Miniatures items. So have at it. That's Happy B-Day Bailey. HappyBDayBaYlee. There you go. And that's Etsy at Blueberry Hollow Minis. What else do I have? Oh, the Free Miniaturist Directory. Check out the Free Miniaturist Directory. It's freeminiaturistdirectory.wordpress.com. It is a resource that is completely free to join, completely free to access, and you don't even have to join to access it. That I've compiled vendors, shows, clubs, recreationalists, podcasts, museums, all sorts of things from all around the world. I've got 287 vendors right now, so that's great. Check it out. freeminiaturistdirectory.wordpress.com. And my Patreon. If you want to support me on Patreon, well, every little comment and like and subscribe makes me happy. In my other social media, you can always support me on Patreon for as low as $1 a month. I try to post monthly on there. It's usually commission work, things that I wouldn't normally post about in my other social media platforms. It is exclusive content, so I will not post it anywhere else. But my HO train scale project's on there, so if you want to support me, you can check that out. I'm making slow progress on it, but progress nonetheless. And I was very proud of my latest work with that. So please go check that. Oh, I could just use that as a pom-pom. I'm not going to put pom-poms. We're not putting pom-poms on top. It's not happening. They're already obnoxious. Time bomb ticker? Yeah, I know. Alright. And if you missed any of that, you can check out the About section below my Twitch or below my YouTube. Or check out linktr.ee/blueberryhollowminiatures. Linktree blueberryhollowminiatures. With that, I'm gonna go tuck myself in, because obviously losing it. But we made some progress. Look at our tiny little hats. They're so cute. So cute. And the starts of some noisemakers. I love these hats. I'm so happy with how they turned out. Now to go show them off to my husband so he gets excited about my miniatures for once. He loves the party hats. I don't know what it is. He just absolutely... They're his favorite thing that I've ever made. What a bizarre man. Alright, everybody have a wonderful week ahead. Why is Happy, Happy, Happy Birthday playing? Ah, convenience. What a song to play on the way out. Well, have a wonderful week ahead of you. Have a wonderful rest of your night. I will see you next Sunday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Love you guys. Goodbye.